One of the coolest RPG ideas I've seen recently, it's not mine. I have to give credit where it's due. It comes from my friend Jonathan, who is my current dungeon master in a campaign that he's running. And but this idea, even in all the years I've been playing RPG games, I've never seen something like this. And I'm not going to go into nitty gritty details, but I'm going to explain the overall concept in this video because I find it very interesting and it's something that could be used in your campaign. So here's the thing. His campaign is inspired in the Power Rangers. And this might sound kind of dorky and cheesy, but it's actually not none of those things. It's actually pretty cool. Bear with me. But the concept here is this one. We are all monks. And this is a world where magic has been taken away for basically the same reasons we're going to be fighting. Our characters are monks. Basically, we are pretty good at hand-to-hand combat, and that's it. But because we have been selected by this powerful person, we have been given powers. And therefore, we also are, for example, in the case of my character, it's a ranger sorcerer. And you might think we're multiclassing, you know, everybody has done multiclassing, but no, not exactly. We're sort of multiclassing, but it's different. You see, we actually have one character sheet for the monk stuff and one character sheet for the, in my case, ranger sorcerer combination. This is what I had never seen before, where a dungeon master having the idea of allowing the characters to convert into something else, something more powerful than what they regularly are, basically giving a lot more flexibility to the game. So the characters, our characters can, it takes an action to do so. We can invoke our power, and then at that point we transform into this other character class. So it's multi-classing, but it's not really multi-classing. You actually are two different characters. Of course, it's the same person, has the same name. It brings a whole new dimension. Then suddenly, you can go into a fight that seems to be, you know, that an NPC will look at your character and say, ha, you know, you're so weak. I'm going to crush you, and so forth. And then you transform into this wholly new thing that's way more powerful, and then you beat the crap out of your enemies. Also, I understand why he chose to multi-class the most powerful spec of our character. Basically, he wanted to mix of martial and spellcasting classes. It makes sense in that respect, because if you transform, for example, from a monk or into a wizard, then you're losing things. You're losing features. You're losing capabilities. But by multi-classing with a martial class, like a ranger or fighter or barbarian or paladin, then suddenly it packs much more of a wallop. And it makes the transformation even more impressive. So the way he arranged the levels is that we're level 2 monks, and then when we transform, we become third level sorcerers and third level rangers. So basically we make a big jump from level 2 to basically 6 levels, to level 6. Suddenly you get to play with things like secret identities, because that's another thing. All characters are teenage kids, so that makes it even more fun. And they are from all sorts of different backgrounds. Like some come from normal families, one of them is a street urchin. It's like all over the place. But you get to role play the aspect of being that you know that you are actually somebody more powerful than what you seem to be. You know, this whole superhero thing where you get to have fun, kind of like, oh yeah, you know, you pretend to be just a normal person, but in reality you're an extremely powerful wizard warrior combination, or sorcerer, or whatever, you know, spellcaster and martial class. It might be unusual, it might be too crazy for some people, but I think it's a very cool way to throw something really interesting into a campaign. You could do it in such a way that, for example, not all the characters have that capability. Maybe one of the characters. Maybe you can make it in such a way that is a curse. Maybe, yes, you get this extra power, but on the other hand, you suffer certain consequences by transforming. Maybe you start going insane. Maybe you start being debilitated. Maybe you age faster. There are multiple things, and I don't know if our DM is planning to put that kind of things in our game, but you can add that kind of penalties if you feel that it's far too unbalanced to have that ultra powerful combo that you can transform into. In fact, and it's a good point, because our dungeon master has mentioned that he came up with the idea, and he's like, yeah, this is gonna be great. This is a nice concept, and he put it into place. He put it in the game, and then he's thought about, like, wow, now I really have to throw everything in the kitchen sink to these players to really challenge them. It becomes a challenge for the DM to do something like this, but I guess that's what makes this kind of game interesting. Like, you can twist and bend and shape the rules to a certain way that works for you. I just wanted to share that idea with you. Maybe you get something out of this. Maybe you come up with something even cooler. So if you have any ideas of the sort, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear different ideas. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you like the content of the channel, feel free to subscribe. Really appreciate that. And until next time, keep those D20s rolling.